We will call this meeting to order. Note that all members are present, and Ms. Kaufman will do the introduce our pledge students.
Okay, we have two students from Greenwood Elementary. We have Davis Cochran. He's in 5th grade. His teacher is Ms. Myers. Parents are Slade and Julie Cochran. His interests and hobbies are he loves to play soccer, building Legos, playing with his dog Nellie. He also enjoys playing with his brother and sister Dawson and Caroline, who are twins, and gaming with his older brother Keaton. Davis, welcome. And then we have Miss Stella Freeze. She's in 5th grade in Miss Ballard's class. Her parents are John and Emily Freeze. Stella loves art, music, animating and writing, She is a Rise Star Music, takes piano lessons, and is a member of the Must Go See Improv group. Welcome, guys. Come.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know. I get the combo was in the right place. Y'all just said it right. Okay, Davis.
I'm sorry.
You guys come stand right in front of us here. We're going to take a picture.
First, not your mama's.
Scotland. All right, thank you guys. Good job. Okay, item B. Ms. Kaufman is going to administer my oath to start my second term on the board. So this is real silly that I have to stand up and read it, and she has to read it to me. You guys just have to watch.
Here we go.
Okay.
Ready? I, Christy Nemo, hereby declare under oath that I will faithfully perform the duties of C4 Board of Education of Tahlequah Public School District number I-35.
I, Chrissy Nemo, hereby declare under oath that I will faithfully perform the duties of C4 Board of Education of Tahlequah Public School District number I-35.
To the best of my ability, and that I will faithfully discharge all of the duties pertaining to said office and obey the Constitution and laws of the United States of Oklahoma.
To the best of my ability, and that I will faithfully discharge all the duties pertaining to said office and obey the Constitution and laws of the United States and of Oklahoma.
Congratulations.
All right, item C1 and 2, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the following reorganization of the Board of Education. Do I have a motion for election of President of the Board of Education?
I would like to elect Lori Walker.
I second. Do I have, we'll take both and then vote. I would like to make a motion to nominate Ms. Shawn Kaufman as Vice President.
I'll second that.
Okay. And with that, we will take a vote on items C1 and 2. Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Ebersol?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
And I. And now, because Ms. Walker is the president, I'm going to change places with her, and she will finish this meeting. Right?
She's taking her candy.
Now take her name card too.
There. Cartoon rescue.
I want mine.
Here, you get water?
I got one.
Okay.
I should give mine.
That's, you can have it. I'm not gonna eat it.
This is very important.
That's snacks.
I try to divide up who I think will eat what. Healthy. They always like the most healthy snacks.
Woman to eat. Candy.
Well, thank you, members, for that affirmation. Item D, Tigers Roar, and we have the CT.
We did.
No, we didn't see
Oh,
one
we did
and
both.
two.
We did
Oh,
one and two.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, this evening, we have invited our superintendent's advisory group, to be here this evening.
Thank you.
You're welcome. One of you, I think Ms. Nemo had the suggestion, someone had a suggestion for me, I'm not sure, I might be wrong on who suggested that, but it was Ms. Crawford, suggested that we pick up a practice that had been done a few years back in this district. And so that was something that was very important to me on my second year of doing this job. And so we worked with the admin at the high school and asked them to help us form a group of kids that were representative of the student body. And we have met, was it our fourth meeting? I think it was our fourth meeting today. So it has been the most amazing experience for Ms. Mashburn and I. She and I attend the meetings with these students. We invited 12 students to this, and we have a loose agenda for each of the meetings, but we have been able to get a lot of feedback from them, and we know feedback is a gift, and they have certainly gifted us with that. We have had the most intelligent conversations. They have, it's been one of the very best things I think that we have done this year in meeting with these kids. We want to know, their input on what goes on at Tahlequah Public Schools. So they're from 9th through 12th grade, so we get a different perspective from grade perspective. Walks of life, they're in different activities, they're involved in a multitude of different things, and the issues that they have brought to the table have been wonderful. We have been able to actually work on some policy changes with our admin from the ideas they have brought to us. And I want you guys to come up and I want you to introduce yourselves, tell what grade you're in, and I know a few of you had a couple things you might want to say to the board members this evening and the audience.
I'm Colin Taylor. I'm in 12th grade. I would write songs to be banned.
Stay up here, Kyle, let's take a picture. Lincoln?
Yeah, sure. I'm Lincoln Johnson. I'm a senior this year. I would say that this board has affected me positively, gave me a sense of inclusivity, and talking about and changing policies with the school. Like one of the biggest projects we had this year that we had brought to the table was student ID badges, kind of to implement safety. And so this year there was a very, very large amount of focus that went into ID badges, and I would say that this group is definitely a positive experience for everyone today.
My name's Natalie Phillips and I'm a sophomore.
My name's Emma Seeger, I'm a junior, and it has been very great to be on this committee. I feel like Tanya's doing a great job with including us, making us feel welcome, and making our voices heard. And I think that the student body in general has also liked the committee.
My name is Ariana Santana. I'm also a senior. I just want to say thank you to Ms. Jones and Ms. Mashburn for coming to listen to us all the time. And this committee's just really made it seem like the students have a say and a voice in what goes on at our school.
My name's David Jordan and I'm a sophomore, and I've enjoyed being able to have a voice on this and being able to talk about what I think we should change in the school, so I really enjoyed this.
Have you been able to open up with Mrs. Jones and Mashburn and say what you're really thinking? You felt comfortable?
I would like to say one of the, really three things that they've done that have been really powerful. One of the first things that we talked about was some things with dress code and some things that they didn't feel like was fair. And I mean, we really had a good conversation, took it back to Ms. Cloud and her team. Now there's going to be a little tweaking on some things in the handbook with dress code. And then the second thing was the badges, and they just basically looked at us and said, get on or get off. Either make us wear them or make us not, because it is so divided, half and half. Went back to the staff, Natalie and her crew with Marcus and Cody, and they just started implementing consequences if you didn't wear them, and boom. And everyone that wasn't wearing them in this group started wearing them too. And they were coming, so that was awesome. And then the last thing that they brought to our attention, and I took it back to Natalie and them, and it was something that they are working on now, is a policy on when you're absent. And when you come back, our policy says you have 2 days for every absence. But they shared with us that they felt like it wasn't really as consistent across with every teacher. We looked back, we said, this policy hasn't been changed since the 90s. So Natalie put it to her coalition group and guiding coalition, and they're looking at policies everywhere, and we're gonna try to make something, we're gonna put it in the teacher handbook. And it's probably due to lack of communication on our part that we really communicate with all of our new staff. This is what we do when someone is late. They just want things to be consistent, and I'm so thankful they brought that to our attention. So those 3 things have been major in 4 meetings.
So you talk about makeup time?
Makeup time, yes.
For assignments?
For assignments, when you
Yeah.
have to be absent. And today we even got more in depth. Hey, if it's a school activity and I'm gone playing golf, how can I can't make it up because I'm really on the school. They've had a lot of really great feedback and insight that we're passing on to Ms. Cloud. Ms. Cloud's got a very open mind. She's going with her group. So we're gonna try to get a policy by June that will be what we all feel like we can agree on.
Right.
Thank you guys.
Because I will be graduated by June.
Oh, well, I'll let you know, before you go, exactly what it's gonna be,
We
okay?
took some feedback from the group today, and they want to definitely continue this next year. They need more time, we've had short meetings, and they're like, we need more time, and they wanna meet more often, which to me really said that the time that they were giving us was valid and invaluable to them. So, the conversations were fantastic, they really were, you guys blew me away, and really some of the best days that we have had this year were spent with you guys in that room. So, we look forward to doing it more often. Now, Brittany, who makes all the beautiful lunch and everything up here, she might not be so excited about it. So the meals might not be as great if we do it every month, but we'll still be fantastic. So we just wanted to thank you guys for what you did. So we have these little prizes, or we like to do prizes, and we couldn't do Valentine's Day because no one could get Valentine's delivered, so we waited until today. But can we take a picture with you and the board before you guys leave?
What else?
And then we will save these for your friends and give them.
Okay. You ready?
Thank you very
Thank you all.
much.
Thank you guys for coming.
See you later, Connor.
You've done a great job.
So it's right
Yes, well, really, I thought maybe, next year, even at the end or somewhere after they've maybe been out of the building, out of the district for a few months, ask those senior members to come back and see if they have any other feedback after being gone and doing something else past Tahlequah High School. They might even have more valuable information to give us at that point.
great also after they've had a semester in college or vocational ed or wherever.
Are we preparing them? And those kids, they're gonna tell us, and they're gonna be honest, so. Let's do it. 100%.
Ready? Item E, do we have public to be heard? Do we have anyone? Item F, discussion and vote to approve or not approve minutes for previous meetings. Do you have a motion on it?
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Lino?
Aye.
Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford?
Aye.
And aye. G, Deputy Treasurer to report, and discussion and vote to approve or not approve the monthly financial reports.
Good evening. So we're gonna go over the bank balance for the end of March. $23,497,344.48. General fund receipts for the month of March were $5,134,518.66. Building fund was $13,786.74. Bond fund, $7,732,200. Sinking fund, $119,988.28. So the general fund at the end of March, $9,351,814.40. Building fund has $3,750,249.91. Bond funds, $7,890,500. Sinking fund, $2,598,820.77. Activity fund at the end of March was $1,142,790.64. Utilities are electric. From last March to this March, there was an increase of $12,168.39. Water increase was $2,327, and gas was a decrease of $1,503.
Wow.
Any questions?
Let's note that some of the utility bills, some of those dates where we ran it 24 hours a day, just ran off of that last bill. Brad has been analyzing that.
Our
Left and
bills,
right.
like half of our bills are at the first of the month and the other ones stop on like the 15th. So, and I think that's based on like how they break the city down, how they read the meters. And so our bills aren't always on the 1st or the 15th, there's like half and half.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. Any discussion? Ms. Emo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Kaufman?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? And aye. Item H, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the application for temporary appropriations for the 2024-25 fiscal year. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve H1 and 2.
Second.
Any discussion?
So what this is that our auditor gives us a number that we can get next year open. So this is what I put into our accounting software to open next year so we can start requisitioning out of. Then we get a more finalized number of like every single program code that we have. And then we put every dollar that we have on that, and then we get our estimate of needs. So this is just like the beginning process to building our budget and starting the next school year.
We have to have some type of appropriation and to be able to begin spending money on July.
Any further discussion?
I wanna ask a question on G2, has time passed, or, can I ask a question? Is that for, middle school and high school, Tanya, or just high school?
Broadcasting new, I think it's just.
It's just high school.
Yes.
So Tiger News, what is that a newspaper? Or is that the broadcast studio?
It's the YouTube. I don't know if you've seen, we can send you guys the link so you can see Clayton Valdez is in charge of that, and it's really good.
See the master's did.
So is it a daily
It's not daily.
broadcast, weekly, or?
I think it's every 2 weeks. And then it's every 2 weeks. So we'll have to send you some of those links. I'll remember to forward that all to you guys so you can see it.
Anyone else back on H1 and 2. We had a motion and a second. Are we ready to vote? Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Mrs. Fulford? Aye. And aye. Item I, Principal and Director's Report. Athletics Director, Mike Cloud.
Good evening. Robert. I don't know why I'm telling you this. You may know some of this and you may not. So, this year, every year we have to do a survey that we have to turn into the OSSA. This year in grades 9 through 12, we have just under 300 athletes. That's a hard number to figure out because we have so many kids playing multiple sports, so we had to go kid by kid and what sport. It took a little bit of time. Our participation rate is at 23% of the general population, and I did that piece because that's a big study that we've been doing is at the OSSA about participation numbers are dwindling. But for us being at the bottom of 5A, bottom of 6A, top of 5A, 23% is really, really low. Most schools our size have about 36 to 40%. So kudos to our kids for still competing with, that's why we have to have multiple sport athletes. Grade 7 and 8, we're close to 250. I think the number was 246. Talco Athletics offers 17 different sports for girls and boys. We have 38 coaches, an office manager who's probably my biggest asset every single day, and a full-time athletic trainer. Corporate sponsorships brought in about $45,000 this year, and that's just out of my office. That has nothing to do with the fundraisers, and we try to divvy that money up with some wants instead of the needs. This could be off a little bit, so don't hold me to this, Sabrina. We did a rough, because we didn't remember exactly where our starting was. Through fundraisers, gate receipts, and concessions, we brought in $445,000. That's quite a bit of money. And my office manager counted every one of those dollars. More athletic information, physicals are May 1st in the TMAC, and we'll start really pumping that out here in the next couple of weeks on our Facebook pages. We'll start at 1 o'clock, and that's grades 6 through 11. Ms. Keys always lets us get those middle school kids to come down, because if we wait till after school, they go home or they ride the bus, and we don't catch them. And they are free for all of our students. Some of our students that have pre-enrolled from the K-8s, they can come in that day as well. And again, we couldn't do it without Northeast Health Systems. Talking Leaves brings in people to help, and ICPC brings in some students to help. Student athlete accolades this year. We had 8 All-Staters to this point, and we still have several spring sports going, and we will have several more. If we can get to 13, that'll be the most we've had since I've been here, and I'm finishing year number 10 in this position. So we're looking forward to that. McKenna Hood cross country, Tori Pham cross country, Trey Baker cross country, Jalen Hooper cross country, Jacob Tiger cross country, Mandy Ingram wrestling, Jaden Buttery basketball, and Corey Rainwater basketball. People always ask me how does cross country get so many. They get all state based on how they place in state competition. The other sports it's voted on amongst the other coaches in that class. We've had 9 athletes sign athletic scholarships this year. Again, we'll have a few more that are kind of undecided. I know 3 or 4 right offhand that haven't committed yet, so I didn't want to say if we didn't really know. Trey Baker, University of Central Arkansas, McKenna Hood, University of Missouri, Kansas City, Lauren Walker, Pratt Community College, Jersey Retzloff, Northeastern State University, Charlie Cochran, Northeastern State University, Jaden Buttery, Northeastern State University, Corey Rainwater, Air Force Academy, Grace McKee, signing tomorrow at the University of Tulsa, and Chance Pear, Frontier Community College, and that is in Illinois. And I coach baseball in Iowa, and I said, why do you wanna go to Illinois? It's pretty cold in spring. Year in review, kind of a real quick synopsis of it. Fast pitch went to the state tournament, and they were the academic state champions this year. Cross country girls and boys qualified both for the entire team. Girls finished 5th, and the boys finished 3rd. So a lot of hard work goes in there with Elsie Miller and David Spears. Trey Baker was also an individual state champion. Football competed in 6A2 for the second year, and they made the playoffs for the 10th consecutive year, as you can read. Boys basketball finished with a 500 record, but they played a really tough schedule, and they just had some key injuries that really kind of finished their season for them earlier than they expected. And then girls basketball, as everybody knows, they were 24-3. Kind of had a tough go at the end, but they were also the academic state champions. So we got some smart girls. Again, the girls wrestling was academic state champions. That's team. And the way they do that, it's the average GPA of every student that's on the team. And a lot of teams, we never do. I don't even see it till after it's submitted, but there's no fluff in there. We don't, well, that kid used to wrestle, we took them off. If they were on the team when it started, their GPA goes in there. And usually it's by 1, like 0.01 is what changes that. So we had 3 academic state champion teams this year. Wrestling qualified 4 boys for the state tournament, and they qualified 2 girls. Tennis is kind of winding down. They know where they're going for regionals, but this past week, Brock Young was named Metro Conference Player of the Year, and Katie Moore and Ethan Sisk were named to the All-Conference. And we're just going on how they've played and who they played against going into the regional. The girls team can qualify all 6 of theirs, and the boys team looks like they're going to get 4 out of 6. Obviously, we could get 6 out of 6, but we feel pretty confident about that. Girls golf is ranked 9th in the state, and they get to go to Ada next Wednesday. And if they play good, they can have the entire team as well. Boys regional, which is a week after that, we'll go to Pryor for a regional, so that's a little bit closer regional than Ada. But if they can continue to play, they will qualify the entire team. They've been doing really good, and looking at who's coming to our regional, there's only 1 school that's beaten us to this point. Slow pitch goes to regionals next week in Mustang, and they think they can upset the host. I don't know. They play like they played tonight. They didn't play very good tonight. But they're looking to get back to the state tournament for the 25th time in 26 years, in just one time. So baseball is currently sitting tied for first in the district. They're playing right now at Coweta, and they're up 6-2 in the 6th inning. They can win that game. They're a lock to be number 1 or 2, so they'll host a regional in baseball. And then the track goes to regionals on May 4th. We will qualify several from the boys and the girls team, and that'll be on May 11th, or 10th and 11th at Western Heights. It's been a little bit ago, back in February, we had our 9th annual Hall of Fame banquet. Sold a ton of tickets this year. Younger class than we've had in years past, and I won't bore you with reading that. You can see that. And I always, the night of that banquet, I always get some old timers that come and tell me, hey, what about this guy? What about this guy? And I send them the link and say, hey, please nominate him. We need more for our database. And we vote based on what's submitted. And I don't think people understand that. And so we did start a Facebook page, and it got a lot of traction. We got a lot of views. I've already had people message me that for next year already. So that's a good thing. That's a fun project for our office. About done. I'm hurrying. Usually I say about 3 words, and everybody looks at me in disappointment. So, our athletic facilities, we're very proud of it, of this turf field.
Soccer's real proud.
They are.
Home games.
The addition has been a huge asset to our entire athletic department. And any of the outdoor sports know they can use it in inclement weather when it's too wet on the grass or dirt. And I come by here all the time, and there's somebody on that field. during the day, we have PE classes going out there. We've got middle school kids out there. It stretches really far. In the fall, we have youth football grades, 1st through 6th going. So it's allowed us for more practice time because of inclement weather, and we're not sharing as much space as we were. You say, well, there was a field there, but when it was wet and it was very uneven, and it was a hazard for us. So our guys love it. It's made us better, I think. We would like to have more turf surfaces. That's kind of a vision I have, and our biggest dream is to play football games there one day. I don't know if we'll get there, but we're sure going to push at it. So
Matt, what was the drop on that field? Was it-
11.5 feet
So-
from the southwest corner to the northeast corner was 11.5 foot drop. So.
Each side had to deal with it.
Last athletic facility, you can see it in the picture there on the left, and I think that's a beautiful picture of what we've done up there and what you guys have helped get us to. If you haven't been in there inside the facility, you need to go in there. It's state of the art. We get a bunch of teams always want to come in and look at it, and it is one of the best in the state. Obviously, if I had my wishes, it'd be a little bit bigger, but it is what it is. I mean, it was what our money we had, so we get it. I think that it has allowed, I'm coaching the middle school baseball team, it has allowed us to become better just in 2 months, just because the number of reps we can get, and that was something we couldn't get. But it can be used for a bunch of different sports. Having a turf outdoor field, obviously if it's lightning, we can't be out there, they could be in there. It frees up the turf room where people are usually lifting weights during 6th and 7th hour. So it's another space for us to go. And again, we're not sharing space and we're not crammed in. And it's not solely, it looks like a baseball, softball facility, I get that. But, soccer can use it, football can use it. We even talked about band, if they had a competition coming up and it was lightning and they needed somewhere to go. We're good with that as well. And our guys are really proud of it. A little bit about the hit track system. We've got it going. It's a software that we've gotten. Can you go back to that one picture of the indoor? It's not up there. Go one more, I'm sorry, back one. On that black wall up there in the left, we mounted an 80-inch TV that we had donated, and this software allows you to track how hard you hit the ball, what angle you hit the ball, and then it does a biomechanics of it. It has a camera on that, and it gives the kids instant feedback. It also tracks every pitch or every swing a kid takes, so you know how many swings you get today. He says 20, and he really got 6, and it's right there, and it saves. Each kid has their own login on it, and it tracks it from the time they're in 7th grade till the time they're senior. We have to do a demo on that piece of it. We haven't got that in. They're coming in from Maine, and we're hoping right when school's out, they're going to show us how to do all that. We have utilized the system, and we're one of 2 schools in the state that have it, and I think it's just an opportunity for our kids to be better.
Like it.
Any other questions?
I have a question. I saw the OSSAA decision about private schools. Is that impacting our schedule?
Yes, it will impact the schedule and the calendar. I was up there the day that it happened. I'm on a committee up there on the Intermediate Appeals Committee. And it was ruled on Tuesday. I was there Wednesday, so I had the opportunity to be there all day. And in my mind, and there's another guy that's a 5A, 6A guy. He's Mid-Dale's, Dale City, Midwest City, and Carl Albert's 80. We were sitting there and we were looking at the numbers, and it looked like the easy fix was Bishop McGinnis going down and Putnam City West coming up, and like that way we don't have to change our schedule. But then it was like not so fast, because Lawton's going back down. Some of the 4As are bumping to 5As, and some of the 5As are bumping to 4As. So even if it fixed our side of the schedule, or the top end of the schedule, it wrecks the bottom end. So yes, it will.
And we already have homecoming and senior night and that stuff set, so we may have to.
And that was my biggest talking point, is like, why are you guys doing this now? Schools have approved calendars for next year, and I said, you're not just affecting athletics, you're affecting academics, you're affecting the kindergarten parent who's trying to take off work because the kids are out of school, and they thought, well, we never thought of that. everybody that was on that committee, there was 5 other athletic directors on that committee, or 4 athletic directors and 1 superintendent. And they said, we already have our calendar. So yes, the football schedule will change. I'm thinking they're using October 1 numbers from 2023, which historically would hurt us. We're really big in October, and we generally historically lose between 60 and 80 kids when they usually use the final numbers. I think we're fine though. I studied it, I found the link, I've worried about it for the first 48 hours. I couldn't sleep tonight because I didn't want to go back to 6A. So Pulpa jumped us, and that's based on the State Department's numbers. So they can't fudge on those numbers. The old way they used to do the ADM, you could say, oh, we had 15 more homeless kids, and they took your word for it. Now it's straight from the State Department. So it looks like we'll still be in 5A. We will be number 34, if the numbers that I have from the State Department are right. But it'll wreck. Like Pryor potentially goes down, Grove goes down, and there's some ads in there. The coaches are already scheming to send us south, which is not ideal for us. But if we're in 5A, I think we'll go south. But yes, it will affect you. They're supposed to have a board of directors meeting tomorrow, and then we're going back to Oklahoma City next Wednesday to draw it all up.
So if we need to make any calendar adjustments, we'll try to do it as soon as possible so people can plan accordingly.
Because we do the Friday out,
We
the
do.
homecoming, so
Yes.
if it moves, then we have to change the Friday.
Right, if it's an away
Potentially
game.
change parent-teacher conference, those days off, and so, yes.
And I guess the best thing I can say about that, all 32 schools in 5A schedule's gonna be the same way. So I think there'll be some, hopefully we can keep a home date that day. It might not be with Pryor, but if we can keep a home date that day, and I told Brad, Coach Gilbert that we need to try to work with people where let them keep their homecoming date, we'll keep our homecoming date. So we're on it.
So this has to do with the addition of homeschool students coming in, what?
No, it's the private schools. The OSSA made a rule, Rule 14 passed last year. The 3As and 4As have been for this for a long time. About that they have an unfair advantage to being a private school, they can pick their kids, the kids don't have to live in a district. The district attorney, I don't know, I think it's district attorney, ruled that they can't bump them up based on their rule, which I don't understand because the OSA is a voluntary joint organization. It's like going to the country club, if you don't follow the rules, they kick you out, but the judge ruled for that. So Bishop McGinnis, who had historically been 5A, was bumped up to 6A, and Putnam City, they had been the least successful team in 6A too. They bumped them down in the districts that they put out. Bishop McGinnis didn't want to play 6A too, and there was a couple other Heritage Hall, not Holland Hall, Crossing Christian. They were going to be bumped up, and they didn't want to be bumped up. So those guys had the resources to have a little lawyers on retainer, and they fought the OSA, and they fought them out, and the OSA settled, and then the judge ruled that they can never bring Rule 14 back. So there's a big push for football school, playing schools, to drop out of the OSSA for football events. I listened to the Zoom. I don't know if we're there yet. We're 5A, we'll play it. But if they try to bump us up, I think we'd look at it. It's the old adage. The OSSA used to play a 40-30-30 split. The host school would keep 40%, the visiting team would keep 30%, and the activity association would keep 30%. Now, the activity association keeps 100%, but they reimburse you for workers. So it does us. They use our facilities, they use our lights, they use our electric, they use everything, toilet paper, as dumb as that sounds, but when you have 5,000 people there, it strains the school district, and the OSSA's been keeping all of it. Now they reimburse us, our basketball reimbursement for as many times as we went to Tulsa, we got $160. They're charging $10 a ticket. So people are kind of fed up with the OSSA at this point. I don't know if I'm ready for us to say, hey, we're gonna secede from the OSSA, but I think if enough people do it, and you have your own independent state championship for football, it's the same people, you play your same people. It just they wouldn't allow the private schools to join.
Wow.
It is a mess, just for football.
Well, Matt did say I normally don't like to use him in a few words, he wasn't this evening, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
But
Good
really,
information.
I want to publicly just thank you for what you do. We are very fortunate to have him as our athletic director. I know other places have even wanted him to be their athletic director, and he chooses to be a Tahlequah Tiger every day. He works super hard and he wants the best for this community. I mean, he wants the best programs possible. And so he's always going to fight for that, no matter what.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Nice team, by the way.
Do what?
Nice team.
Outside every day
That
at 1
tan he's
o'clock.
got on, that's because he has to coach when he shouldn't be coaching, but.
We're working on that too.
All right. Item J, superintendent's report.
So I always begin with the numbers, of people that we are affecting every day with what we do at Tahlequah Public Schools. 519 employees, 3,568 students as of now, as of March 5th. 3,580. I changed one place, didn't change the other. We have 137 pre-K students, 436 at Cherokee, 502 at Greenwood, 498 at Heritage, 684 at TMS, 1,284 at THS and Central, and all sites are at capacity this time for transfer, so we have no open spots at this moment. Some updates on our bond projects. We've got some really neat things going on. I showed you a picture of a few of those that are complete. Our Greenwood Classroom Edition, the wall framing is about 99% complete. They are working on the mechanical overhead, HVAC, all the things that go in the ceiling that I'm not even gonna pretend to understand. I'm so glad someone helped me with that. It's about 75% complete. That building is very different because it is a F5 storm shelter. So watching the build at Cherokee and then watching the build at Greenwood are not even in the same solar system, it seems like, when you go in and look, see how everything is done. We have, the roof framing is complete. They started the brick veneer and that's 23% complete. They will start to form and roll the roof panels in the next week and complete that brick veneer until all the mechanical pieces are roughed in. We expect that that's going to be ready when school starts. We've had a little bit of a speed bump with a roof curb that we're not getting in a timely manner. So it's all going to be determined on that roof curb. It's got a concrete lid, is what they call it, because it's a storm shelter. We'll have a regular roof on top of it, but that concrete lid, there's a piece that they need to be able to make it absolutely storm tight that is just not coming in a timely manner. So if that does not get here in time, it might not be an August opening. The good thing about that is that we have those classrooms that are going to be in that new addition are housed at Greenwood and other areas. Not the best areas, but we've made it this year with the way Rhonda has them arranged, and we could make it a couple more months if we had to. But hopefully that won't be the case. Cherokee, the old library project, it's beautiful. Our new library, I'm sorry, so the new library is open, so if you have a chance, you can stop by and see that new library. I asked about a ribbon cutting for that, and we will do something at Cherokee when all the projects are finished. The old library is now being renovated into additional bathrooms for the second grade wing that is right there. There were bathrooms there 25, 26 years ago when Carr and Lacey and I were principal there at some point in our life. There were bathrooms that were taken out. And so that has always functioned without any restrooms close to those classrooms. So we will have a set of bathrooms put into that space. The addition is absolutely gorgeous. I go in and look in Marissa's office and I'm like, oh, I need to move back to Cherokee. It's a beautiful office. It's gonna be such good space. It's almost turning the front of the building around. We've got the SRO right on the corner, so literally sees both sides of the campus. It is going to be well used. And the space that they have right now is so miniature, you almost can't even do a 360-degree turn in it. So that will be finished early this summer, so we'll be ready for school start, the beginning of school for sure. The library is being used every day. Watched kids play in there and do activities. The librarian is in love with the space. The nurse's office is being used every day. I often call it the Taj Mahal of nurse's office. It literally looks like you're going into like a NEO health clinic when you go inside the nurse's office. So those are the projects that we have going on right now. We are in the discussion, beginning phases of what we're going to do with the remaining funds. One of the things that our patrons voted on were some renovations at the high school, a restroom. So we will be adding a single occupancy restroom into the high school and doing a few renovations in other places. And I wish the money would go further, but at least we had money built in for additional projects, or we would have been in a mess with the projects that we did promise. So we are easily able to do everything that the public was promised, and then some renovations around the district just to do some things that really need to be done. Follow up with advocacy, training, and celebrations. I would like to say, number one, thank you, Ms. Nemo, for your service as the board president. You have done a wonderful job, and that this is not a well-paid job. I'm trying to see one in here. Like, she doesn't get, none of these ladies get paid to do this job. Not sure if you guys know that. I should have said that when all the kids were present. This is a servant's heart job, and so thank you for everything that you've done for us, and appreciate that Lori was ready and willing to stand up and be the next president, so we look forward to that, and to all of the rest of you. We're always thankful for you. Staff Appreciation Week is celebrated May 6th through 10th every year, and here at Tahlequah, it's Teacher Appreciation Week, but anyone that works in a school is a teacher. You know, our custodians, our child nutrition workers, our bus drivers, our paraprofessionals, our secretaries, they all have an important part in helping us form great, intelligent humans. So we're very, very thankful for them, and so we will have all kinds of great things going on that week across the district. The next legislative breakfast is 7:30 on April 26th at Gogi. If you are so inclined to attend this meeting. This Thursday at 4 o'clock, we are going to honor our Teachers of the Year and our retirees. We have 8 people that are retiring in the district this year, and so they will be honored. That is in the TMAC lobby beginning at 4 o'clock on Thursday. The baccalaureate is on May 8th at 6. You will have May 9th honor grad luncheon on your calendar, I believe. You're all always invited to come to the Accent on Excellence celebration at 8 a.m. on May 16th. And graduation is May 17th. Will everyone be able to attend graduation?
I don't know.
Okay. You can reach out to me after, if not. We will plan on all of you until you tell me otherwise.
I'll let you know.
Okay. And that's the end of my report.
On teacher appreciation, I know because I get the PTO email, all the schools do lots of things for the teachers that week. They feed them breakfast or lunch or snacks or, and they're always looking for folks to help out. So if anyone is so inclined, you can contact whichever school's closest to you or that you like and say, you know, they had everything from cases of water to flowers to decorate and stuff. So our list is getting pretty full at Cherokee, but still need some items.
Yes.
Anyone else? All right, item K, discussion discussion and vote to approve or not approve the following surplus. This is a 1, 2, and 3. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman? Aye. Mrs. Crawford? Aye. And aye. Item L, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the following bids and quotes. This is L1 and 2.
I make a motion.
Okay, second? I'll second. Any discussion?
I will say on the quote for the Sadler Paper Company, Brad put out an RFP, ended up being able to save us some money on some of these, but what I wanted to point out was that our Greenwood Student Council sent a video they made to me about some things that they would like to see done differently in school. Gave us some feedback, like our Superintendent's Advisory Group, but the Student Council in Greenwood. One of the items on their list was better toilet paper. So Brad, when he got these RFPs, had brought a box to my office to show me the different choices we would have from these companies. And I said, I know someone that needs to see this. And so he went and visited
Ms. Myers.
Ms. Myers, I'm sorry, Emily, her name just went right on my head. Ms. Myers' class, and took the toilet paper, had a conversation with them. They all got to check it out and then give their opinion on what they thought we should go with.
Check it out. A few may or may not have grabbed pieces and went to the bathroom.
I tried it. I was trying to use it.
You may or may not have.
They absolutely loved it. The kids and the teacher, they thought it was the best experience that, he brought these and just got their feedback on something as simple as toilet paper. But we love when our kids and our teachers give feedback like that, and if it might seem trivial, but good toilet paper is pretty important around here. So that was just a story on this Sadler Paper Company.
Tanya, are those for 3 replacement HVACs? Is that the total for the 3, the 28,000?
Yes.
Or is that per
No,
individual?
that's-
That's the total?
Yes.
Okay.
And those are obviously very small units.
Yeah.
Yes.
An interesting price, I mean, it didn't seem to be
Yes.
too exorbitant, so.
Very soon we'll need one like at the TMAC, and that's hundreds of thousands of dollars in comparison.
Okay, so we had a motion and a second. Discussion. Ms. Lino? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? Aye. And aye. Discussion and vote to approve or not approve the revision of the following policy. M1, and this is a suspension of students policy.
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
yeah, a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All right. And discussion.
This was actually approved last month.
Right.
I think just a line was left out, or
Yes.
yes, and just a piece of the paragraph was left out, so we just need to go back and count the entire section. Yes.
We had to
Have
add the words
highlighted
bullying.
behavior.
Is this the policy that we had to add the words bullying
Yes.
and
Yes.
harassment?
Yes.
Yeah, and it was just left off of something for you.
Any further discussion? Ms. Nemo? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? Aye. And aye. Okay, item N, business items, consent docket vote to approve or not approve the following. And this, we are going to look at N1 through 3, but we are going to be tabling N2E. So we go to N2E.
Go Guardian.
Yes. I made that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
The contract that we are tabling is the product we've used this year,
Yes.
but they've got one other thing to look at that's come up that they're not, they just wanna make sure that they're getting the very best they can for the high school.
It's high school and middle school, they use Edge Elastic, which helps them track benchmark testing. and they think there's gonna be one that might be better than that, and if not, we already have this one signed, we'll put it on in May.
Any other discussion? Question? Ms. Nemo? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And I. Item O, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the schedule of encumbrances.
I'll make that motion to approve.
Any discussion? Ms. Nemo? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman? Aye. And Mrs. Crawford? And I. Whoever makes this motion will need to read the names on employment that are highlighted. Yes. Okay. Motion and vote to approve or not approve personnel items 1, 2, 3, and 4 with the additional reading of names on
I make the motion to approve item P 1, 2, 3, and 4 with Cody Fresher, SPED, teacher pending cert, Kinsey Ross, THS, Cherokee language teacher pending cert, Jackie Willis, THS, assistant principal, Nicholas Lewis, THS, senior JROTC instructor pending Army approval, Taylor Redding, central alt teacher pending certification.
Did we get a second on that? We did not. Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. Any further discussion? We'll just note that we have
The JROTC instructor on the agenda. He will not be able to begin until December
Right.
for the senior Army instructor, but we also have some really good leads on replacing Sergeant Walker. So that's super exciting. That is, been working on it for a while. Natalie has been working on it.
Item Q, do we have any new business?
We need to vote.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? Aye. And I. Now, item Q, new business.
No, ma'am.
Item R, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
You don't have to.
I know I don't have
Just say adjourn.
I just want to.
Okay,
I'll make a motion.
And a second. I'll second motion. And we're adjourned. We don't have to vote on it.
Okay.
Good job.